Hi, I'm Wilson America Shadi in here with one other episode of Dark Theory USA. Actually, I'm with you guys. I know that the first theory episode I went with under the title Amir Hosseinism, and still it's Amir Hosseinism, but I thought that because Amir Hosseinism is the philosophy that I have toward the life and the solution, a key for all the problems I have, I thought it would be a better idea to have the different playlists for that, for Amir Hosseinism, like to have my own ism. Like like capitalism, Marxism, socialism, to have my is to show like the solution to basically human race when it comes to individual level, like when we are talking about the liberty, or when we are talking about the in the structure of society, the community, when it comes to form of politics, like how we look at the world, like design or policies for our country, for our community, or even when it comes to economic capitalism or communism or socialism, or when it comes to the ideology of when it comes to the politics, like a Marxism or anything like liberty, liberalism, and then so for all of them, like it's like the ism that I thought existentialism, like all this ism, they come and when I read them, I thought like they were all showing only look at the world, the issue in one aspect, and they ignore the other ones. So, so that's why, like I said, like Amir Hosseinism should be separate playlist for itself. But because my name was Dark Theory USA, Dark Theory in the my ex Twitter account, so I thought that would be the good idea to just put it, because also in the Rumble I put the link, and even in the YouTube and Rumble I put the link for Dark Theory USA that links it to my Twitter account, my X account. So I thought that would be a good idea to put all of them under this label category. So if you see any difference in Dark Theory, that's the reason. But I mean, I just put 3 episodes over there, so I don't think that would be make any difference. But just if somebody went back and said, hey, what happened to Amir Hosseinism, I just had the explanation in here for whoever wanted to know. Let's go to the topic. Let's jump right into it without any further ado. Canada and Mexico, they folded so fast. Like, I mean, at least you have to give the credit when credit is due. The elite tolerated, the elite stood stronger than Colombia. For Colombia, it took 6 hours. At least Canada and Mexico could do 1 weekend. But still, in the end of the day, as we expected, they folded, and I'm gonna talk about that, why it happened, how it happened, and what happened actually, and what will happen. So why it happened, what was the issue that led us to in here, and what exactly happened behind the scene, and how it exactly happened, and based on that, what can we expect for our country, United States of America, USA, and for the world, how they're gonna look at us, because I think it's gonna be shady, but I like it. I welcome that. I welcome the challenges. I mean, in Amir Hosseinism, I will explain into detail. It's better to have the rough life, but with the challenges that lead you to the better life, upgrade you, rather than always seeking the comfort zone. And in order to avoid any conflict, you always avoid and ignore the issue. So the issue is never solved. Because you try to not look at it, because if you look at it, solving the problems could put you into trouble, into problem, into uncomfortable situation. And in order to, for like what liberals are doing right now, it's exactly that. In order to solve their problems, they ignore the problem and try to not look at it. And I think with President Trump in this administration, since day one, we started to fix everything fundamentally. So hopefully, even after President Trump, America would get to the better direction, because America has lost its path, and hopefully we could restore our values as a nation, and then we could go back and make America great again. Before I tell you guys what exactly happened, Let me see. Yes. Let me see. Yes. All right. I'm gonna first put the translation in English for you guys. All right. Okay.
Siéntense, por favor.
Okay. Let's listen to what she say.
Voy a iniciar
She's the
comentándoles
president of the
que
Mexico.
por lo que sale
Because
hoy en los
after
medios
President
y
Trump on the
la
Truth Social said they're going to
declaración de
put
ayer del
25%
presidente
tariff on the
Trump,
Mexico for all the goods that are
informarle al
coming.
pueblo de
So
México, a
she's
ustedes, tenemos una
retaliating.
mesa de diálogo
This is for
con el
yet 2
gobierno de
days ago.
Estados Unidos, en donde hemos tratado distintos temas y se acuerda todos los días. Por ejemplo, en el tema de migración, con respecto a nuestra soberanía y a los derechos humanos, hay acuerdos para la repatriación de nuestros connacionales, si es el caso de la llegada de alguna persona de otra nacionalidad. Todo el tiempo hay acuerdos y hay una mesa permanente. En el tema también de la seguridad, se mantiene permanentemente comunicación, en el marco de 4 principios que son los principios fundamentales en esta materia, que es la responsabilidad compartida, la confianza mutua, la colaboración y el respeto a nuestra soberanía. Entonces, siempre vamos a mantener el diálogo. Es fundamental en la relación entre México y el gobierno de los Estados Unidos, y hay esta mesa de diálogo. Y tenemos plan A, plan B, plan C, para lo que decida el gobierno de los Estados Unidos. Pero es muy importante que sepa el pueblo de México que siempre vamos a defender la dignidad de nuestro pueblo, que siempre vamos a defender el respeto a nuestra soberanía y un diálogo como iguales, como siempre lo hemos mencionado, sin subordinación. Vamos a esperar, como siempre he dicho, con la cabeza fría, tomando las decisiones, estamos preparados y mantenemos este diálogo. El día de hoy está aquí el secretario de Economía, porque es importante recordar las implicaciones que pudiera tener poner aranceles para la economía de los Estados Unidos, principalmente para el tratado comercial de los 3 países, para los 3 países, para nuestros pueblos, pero en particular para la economía de los Estados Unidos. Y tenemos otros 2 temas que son muy importantes. El primero es, tenemos un enlace con Martí Batres, que está en Palenque, Chiapas, porque se está inaugurando el hospital del ISSSTE de Palenque, está allá y vamos a tener un enlace. Y también está aquí la secretaria Raquel Buenrostro, porque como quedamos vamos a presentar ya al Congreso la ley de transparencia y los nuevos mecanismos que sustituyen al Instituto Nacional de Acceso a la Información. Entonces esto es para adelantar este sector.
All right, let me put it in history. And let's see what Trudeau
informed us. They will be imposing.
Trudeau had to say.
25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy. A decision that, should they elect to proceed with, should take effect on Tuesday, February 4th. Cette décision met en péril une relation économique historique. Une relation qui a été la source de tellement de richesse, de prospérité et de possibilités des 2 côtés de la frontière. Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors.
Okay.
This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you,
No,
the American
there's
people.
no consequence for you.
As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery store and gas at the pump.
Seriously?
They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and
I'm
aluminum.
scared now.
They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago.
Few years ago. What
It doesn't have to be this way. As President John F. Kennedy said many years ago, geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies.
Exactly. There's no
That rang true for
necessity anymore.
many decades prior to President Kennedy's time in office, and in the decades since. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of the Korean Peninsula, from the fields of Flanders to the streets of Kandahar, we have fought and died alongside you. During your darkest hours, during the Iranian hostage crisis, those 444 days we worked around the clock from our embassy to get your innocent compatriots home. During the summer of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina ravaged your great city of New Orleans, or mere weeks ago, when we sent water bombers to tackle the wildfires in California. During the day the world stood still, September 11th, 2001, when we provided refuge to stranded passengers and planes, we were always there, standing with you, grieving with you, cheery partnership the world has ever seen, to get past them. As I said before, if President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States, the better path is to partner with Canada not to punish us.
You are punishing
And the
us.
natural resources you need. Canada has the ingredients necessary to build a booming and secure partnership for the North American economy, and we stand at the ready to work. There's always more work to do. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada. But hearing concerns from both Canadians and Americans, including the American president himself.
First of all, he's lying in here because actually the number of illegal immigrants and criminal illegal immigrants actually that are coming through Canada to the America is way higher than through the Mexico. So those criminals that are coming through Canada, they have the way better, easier pass through than through the Canada through the Mexico. So actually Canada is more dangerous for United States than Mexico, believe it or not.
We're taking action. We launched a $1.3 billion border plan that is already showing results.
Okay.
Because we too are devastated by the scourge.
It's not much weekend than you
a drug that has torn apart communities and caused so much pain and torment for countless families across Canada, just like in the United States. A drug that we too want to see wiped from the face of this earth. A drug whose traffickers must be
But
punished.
you haven't done anything.
As neighbors, we must work collaboratively to fix this.
How?
Unfortunately, the actions taken today by the White House split us apart instead of bringing us together. Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods.
Okay.
This will include
25%, 150 billion.
immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek
These are just numbers. I will tell you why he's bluffing.
find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la République du Canada. Les tarifs de furniture and sports equipment, material, perfume, clothing, American beers. Like the American tariffs, our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables,
Oh my
perfume.
God, Big Mac. You had to specify orange juice. Oh my God, I cannot live without orange juice that are coming from Canada.
Clothing and shoes. It'll include major consumer
Perfume.
products
Oh
like
my
household
God, where's my Canadian perfume? Without that, I cannot leave the house.
appliances, furniture, and sports equipment.
Oh my God, sports. I mean, how can I go fishing without the fishing stuff that I get from the... Wait. Bass Pro is from Canada? I hope not.
Materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we
It really says much more. It looks like those commercials that you want to go, yeah, come to our amusement park. We have the popcorn, we have the snacks, we have food, we have those rides, we have this and that and much more. There's no much more, because if they were worthy of being mentioned or worthy of mentioning, so they would mention that already. The reason that they say so much more to say, oh, it's so much, so many, right? But when you say so much more, it means your hands are empty. You are bluffing, because why do you need to so much more? If you have enough time to emphasize on orange juice, to say juice, but especially orange juice, you're not gonna have Canadian orange juice anymore. If you are so empty-handed that you have to specify orange juice, then you don't have time to say more. What do you mean by so much more? If there is so much more, if orange juice is something that you have to emphasize on, so then you have to say all those so much more as well. You know what I'm saying? When you say so much more, when you say something crazy, you mentioned so many crazy items that they're gonna be tariff or sanction or whatever, and then you say, oh, there are a little small stuff, we say so much more. But the biggest stuff that you could name was orange juice. Then there is so how cheap and how irrelevant those other items gonna be, it would be that you are saying so much more.
We are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world.
Future.
All that said, I also want to speak directly to Canadians in this moment. I'm sure many of you are anxious, but I want you to know we are all in this together. The Canadian government, Canadian businesses, Canadian organized labor, Canadian civil society, Canada's premiers, and tens of millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast are aligned and united. This is Team Canada at its best. Plus tôt aujourd'hui, j'ai parlé avec les premiers ministres de toutes nos pays chez Canada. Il s'agit d'une menace qui notre gouvernement va être solidaire et être là les uns pour les autres, entendre nos différences. And now is also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you to do your part. It might mean checking the labels at the supermarket and picking Canadian-made products. It might mean opting for Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon, or foregoing Florida orange juice altogether. It might mean changing your summer vacation plans to stay here in Canada and explore the many national and provincial parks, historic.
Imagine how his hands are empty, that the last way to retaliate is, guys, in summer, instead of going to America, stay in Canada. Stay in Canada, do what? Everything is so expensive over there. You know what I'm saying? Even coming to America is cheaper than staying in Canada. I remember one of my friends from Germany was saying, even in winter break, if we go to Turkey in a 5-star hotel, we stay the whole month, it would be cheaper than staying at only home, because the gas is very expensive in Germany. So same thing, like in Canada, even if they come to United States, it's going to be cheaper with the better quality. What can they do in the Canada? But I'm saying, like, imagine how his hands are empty, that he has to beg his people to, in order to retaliate, to hit America. Like, you think America is living based on the Canadian tourists? No, really? I mean, later with the number, I'm going to show you that's not the case.
Historical sites and tourist destinations our great country has to offer. C'est un choisir les produits d'ici to celebrate an Olympic gold medal. On the clock d'identité. If I found racing and celebrating. We don't pretend to be perfect. Canada is the best country on earth. There's nowhere else that I and our 41 million strong family would rather be, and we will get through this challenge, just as we've done countless times before, together. Thank you. Merci. Vive Canada.
All right, so we'll take 20 minutes of questions.
All right. So basically, in those questions, he just said the same thing. And then the last thing I wanted to show you was like this guy. Oh, it's so funny. This guy is so funny for me, because I will tell you why he's so funny.
Conservatives condemn President Trump's massive, unjust, and unjustified tariffs, which will damage both American and Canadian economies. Canada is the United States' closest friend, greatest ally, and most important neighbor. We share the longest undefended border. We fought alongside the Americans in 2 world wars, Korea, and Afghanistan, where we lost 158 of our brilliant young men and women to avenge the attacks of 9/11 on New York and Washington.
Now they're
there is
talking
no
about
justification whatsoever
because 9/11 they hurt you. Now you have to let us take advantage of you for
proud,
eternity.
and strong nation. I'd like to speak first to our American friends. You are our friends. You are our neighbors. We share the longest undefended border in the history of the world. You buy our products, and we buy yours. You
no,
have a trade surplus with us when
I
energy
never
is
cared
excluded.
about
And when it is
if
included, the deal is even better
or
for you
not.
because you buy our oil and our gas at massive price discounts. Not because we're nice Canadians, but because you're only made really dumb decisions to
Exactly,
prevent us
not
from
because
exporting
you
our
are
energy
nice,
to any other
because
countries. But either way, Americans are better off with this
Prime
friendship.
Minister is
We share
incompetent.
continents, we share the same risks and the same potential enemies from around the world.
No,
Those kinds of enemies
no.
can metastasize into real dangers
Don't
and actual
try to
attacks,
be
as you saw
act
suddenly and
like you are
unexpectedly
one of
on
us.
9/11. It's good to have friends when those sorts of things happen.
9/11. You
And let me
see
ask my American friends this question. Even if you believe in
how
terrorists,
evil and cheap these people are. They're just trying to say 9/11, we were there 9/11.
China.
Whole
In what
world was
strategic
helping us
mindset
because
does that make sense?
always we
We have
have
to do
people.
fentanyl. Fentanyl's coming from China. It's killing our people too. We both have to do more.
Yeah,
Stop.
after
But
you,
we can
we
do more
go
when we do it
after
together.
China.
Now, you're home. My message to the Liberal government. Put aside partisan interests and recall Parliament. It is insane that in this great crisis, Parliament is shut down.
He's
To deal with
looking
crisis and power struggle
for
within the Republic.
recall the
Let's put aside
Parliament.
partisan,
Okay.
political
Whatever
interests
happens,
and
we call the
Parliament.
Parliament.
Ask in place a common sense Canada First plan. And here's that plan. 1. We must retaliate dollar for dollar, carefully aiming those tariffs and maximizing the impact on American companies while minimizing the impact on Canadian. Next, we must maximize the impact on American companies while minimizing the impact on Canadian consumers and businesses. That means targeting U.S. products that A, we can do without, B, we buy elsewhere, or C, best of all, that we can make here at home. The best example of that would be steel and aluminum. We can make the best and cleanest steel and aluminum here, but we've lost a lot of jobs to China and the United States. We should put tariffs on American steel and aluminum so that we can bring home that production to this country.
Good.
2, the tariffs must not be a tax trap. None of the money from the tariffs should stay in government coffers or be spent on unrelated
This is
government
exactly
priorities.
what we are
All of it
doing.
should
If
go
you
back
do for
to
your
workers and
country,
businesses that are
it's okay.
affected,
If you
and most
do
of it should
it
go back in the
wrong,
form of a massive tax cut. And that is why I'm calling for the passage of an immediate emergency, bring it home tax cut.
That is exactly what we're going to do.
Save jobs, create jobs, crush inflation, and boost our economy. We need to cut taxes on work, investment, energy, home building, and making stuff at home. Let's start by axing the liberal carbon tax and the liberal capital gains tax hike. They should be the first in the chopping block. 4, we must immediately scrap the liberal anti-energy law C-69 and greenlight job-creating projects now. That includes LNG plants, pipelines, mines, factories, port expansions, so that we can get our products to overseas markets without going through and profiting the United States. It was insane for us to block our industries before this crisis. It is a fatal mistake now. No longer can we tolerate special interests, politicians, and worst of all, corporate lobbyists who profit by shutting down industries, blocking resources in Canada while profiting off them in Brazil, the Middle East, China, and elsewhere. We must bring home production and self-reliance to our country. Which brings me to 5. We need to knock down provincial trade barriers to have truly free trade across our country. We are in this state because we sell twice as much to the Americans as we sell to ourselves. These interprovincial barriers are destructive They kill jobs, they drive up consumer prices, and they cost the average family $6,000 a year. Let's knock them down, and let's be a truly free trading
The
economy
sixth one
ourselves.
is the most
Six,
important
we
one.
must rebuild our military and take back control of our borders to regain the confidence of our partners, assert our sovereignty, protect our people, and put Canada first. Let's be clear. Our border needs to be taken back into our control, not to please the president, but to protect our own people. The fact that we have 20,000, 500,000 people here illegally, according to the government, was a problem before these tariffs. The fact that we lost 47,000 people to fentanyl overdoses should never have been allowed to happen. We must secure our border to stop.
So this Oliver, or whatever is his name. Let me explain, say something about him first of all. So this man, so like those Javier Milei from the Argentina, he started to rise. There were so many right wingers that are rising in the South America, in the Europe, in other places, and those right wingers, those Republican conservatives or right wingers in general, they are funding each other and they are bestie. Javier Milei came and gave the Trump dance. Like all those right wingers, like when I think Polish Prime Minister did some, like, or the Hungary, they all of them, they come in here and are basically together because they have same beliefs. Same for example for Macron and like Biden, left wingers. They get bestie with each other, so they were bestie to each other. I mean, he was hoping that Trump get president, and then he beats the Justin Trudeau, and he would be the bestie with the Trump, and everyone loved them. Oh, they are so cool with each other. It's like he gets the popularity, he gets the fan base of Trump, and also his fan as well. The way that Javier Milei did, you had to see like how much he was excited. He was trash talking against the Biden. The way like, hey Trump, I'm in your team. Hey, you're gonna be president, and I'm gonna be prime minister. We're gonna be bestie. Oh my God, we're gonna put a hand on top on each other's shoulder like kids and be best friends. Like everything that happened between Trump and Javier Milei, he tried to do that as well. He wanted to say, I want to play that game too, right? But then when he said Canada gonna be our 51st state, and he was so mad, no, Canada won't be 50th. But it was obvious like how he was like, oh, I was dreaming about you gonna be my bestie. I'm gonna be prime minister of Canada. You in here together. We're gonna do two cool things together. And but then all those bromance that he created in his stupid mind got destroyed because he said, oh, I don't believe in this land as a country anymore. This is going to be our state. And he said, no, it won't be a state. Canada was, is, and always will be a country. And then Trump said, I don't care what he says. I do what you do. The moment that he said, I don't care what he says, so he was expecting like he would be a little bestie with Trump. Like he would at least respect him to say, oh, because you're against Justin Trudeau, like I'm going to team up with you. Like this is what in his mind, in his frozen Canadian mind, he was thinking. But when he said, I don't care, I don't distinguish between you or Justin Trudeau, you are all the same in my eyes, and then everything got destroyed. And right now he's doing his best to strengthen, to fix the relationship with America, beat the Justin Trudeau and say, okay, now let's go back, be friends together. But Trump, he doesn't care anymore, it's over. America or not. I don't care, you're right wing, left wing, anything. And this is one, it was so bummer, like everything, all the romance that he created in his frozen Canadian mind, it got destroyed, it got melted by the way that Trump behaved and treated them, regardless of like the political view. So that's for one. The second thing is like he put the six things that they have to do. But the thing is like if they do the sixth one, the previous five numbers won't be happening as he was mentioning. The sixth one was they had to rebuild the military. Remember, Canada is so fragile, the economy is so fragile, it's so weak that just with a little force it will be broken, it will break, right? So Canada will break with just a little push, right? It is that fragile, they are that poor, and they are that destroyed, right? So if they want to invest on their military to make their military strong, they won't have any money to take care of other needs. The only reason that it's still with all those money deficit, all those incompetency, still they are running because we were taking care of everything. We were like, if you remember 2023, in the beginning of the year, around that time, this year, 2 years ago, around 2 years ago around this time, was one UFO UAP was inside in Canada, and they asked America to fly one of their jets from the Alaska and then come and shut it down. And actually they did that. They shut it down, the UAP, and they took it with themselves. But then they asked, like, it was on Canada border, what were we doing over there? And then they said, well, because it's America, you know, they are strong. So this is how heavily they were relying on that when they saw that one unknown object on the sky, they couldn't do by themselves. They had to ask America. This literally happened in 2023. So this is how they're fragile. If they invest on their own money, if they invest their own money on their budget, they won't have any money left to take care of any other needs. So it's like, just like Europe. Europe says, learn from us. You see how good, how our life is cheap and good, and we have free healthcare. Yeah, because you don't invest anything on military. Just look at the Russia right now. Everyone is afraid. Oh my God, if Russia attack us and they come and take us, if America stop helping us, then actually the whole country gonna fall in one day or 2 days or so. The only reason that Ukraine is still resisting is because of United States help, not because of European Union help, not because of NATO or anything. So the reason that they have the easy life, free education, free healthcare, all those stuff, because they are not spending anything on the military. We are taking care of them, right? Just like Canada. Canada is still its country only because we are taking care of the problems. If we stop taking care of them, they have to rebuild their military, as he said in number 6. Then they won't have any money to do anything else. They're gonna be done, like North Korea. A strong border, a strong army has nothing. People, I heard that they were eating rats or something. So Canada gonna turn to a third world country immediately if they have to rebuild their military, because they don't have any budget, they don't have anything. And so, like, it's just a bluffing. Let's rebuild. It's not just a word. Do you have the budget for that? Just by saying it, it doesn't make it happen. So now I'm gonna show you, tell you couple of stuff that I think you're gonna find it interesting. That's why I say everything they were saying was bluff. Let me I'll find it for you. Okay. Yes. So Mexico export to the United States as a percentage of GDP 35%. So 35% of the GDP of Mexico is by exporting to United States. Okay, Canada export to United States as a percentage of GDP is 22%. So 22% of GDP of Canada also goes to United States. But the other side, the vice versa, right? So the GDP percentage-wise of GDP of United States that export to Canada is 1.5%, and United States GDP percentage of exporting to Mexico is 1.2. So when they put the 25% tariff Mexico put on United States, right? It only would United Americans goods and stuff products, it would only affect United States by 1.2%. And if when Canada, like he was saying, orange juice, when they are putting those tariffs on their orange juice, it would only hit us 1.5% of our entire GDP, right? So together wouldn't be even 3%. But only Mexico only, but 35% of the GDP, whole GDP is by sending to United States. So if they put the 25% on that, it's going to affect 35% of their economy. It's going to affect 22% of Canada's economy, but it only affect United States only by 3% in total, Canada and Mexico together. So now you can see when they are saying like, we get hurt, you get hurt. No. It's like, I knock you out, but you pinch me. Yeah, I got hurt because you pinched me. You got hurt because I knocked you out. But I mean, it's not they're not equal just because we both hit each other, because we both hurt each other. Like it's a pinch, other one is a knockout punch. So America would not even feel it, because those stuff that we get taxed from Canada, there are so many other markets out there that are waiting for us. But just Canada and Mexico that are easy for us to send our stuff over there. That's all for the small companies. So if we have to replace Canada and Mexico with other countries, there are so many countries on the line. But if we are out of the option, if we are out of the table, there is no other country would accept Mexican's product by 35%. No other country would accept Canada's goods by what's the GDP? 22%. So it's very stupid to even compare these two together. It's not like just with the Colombia. You remember Colombia said, oh my God, you're going to put the tariff on the Colombia. They said 80% of the roses coming to the United States are coming from the Colombia. And if you put the tariff on that, they're going to retaliate against that. Happy Valentine's, America. As if like we cannot find the roses from anywhere else in the world. Like, oh, without Colombia's roses, we are screwed. Like, like it's so stupid. And President Trump, and after he put those tariffs on Canada and Mexico, 25% on basically so many products in Canada, and 10% on energy one, because they still need their energy, so we put 10% tariff on their energy. So it would be not that expensive for them to export the energy, because they still need energy, but for any other things would be 25%. And then if Trump said that if they continue doing that, I'm gonna add it to 5% to 50% if they keep doing that. And he said they have been taking advantage of us, and it's time to pay back. And because in the beginning when Trump came, he tried to be nice and say, hey, you have to take care of the border. But because these leftists got together and say, hey, if you have to play tough against Trump, so he knows that he's not the boss. Basically, that was like, that's the union between the leftists. They said when Trump came, don't obey, don't comply. Whatever he said, try to play game. And when Trump immediately issued the tariff, so they thought basically they could play game, and Trump could say, hey, please do it. And after 5 months, he says, okay, I'm going to put the tariff. And they play game. So they could call it win. They said, for 5 months, we were fighting with Trump. Again, finally, we folded. But when after 2 weeks, Trump put 25% tariff on both countries, it means I don't have time to negotiate. I don't have time for BS right now or never. Because I remember 2016, he tried to be nice, and people took advantage of that. They played game. All the countries that they were in negotiation with United States, they were going back and forth. Now he's showing like, I don't have time. Yes or no, right now. Like, it hasn't been even 15 days since he came there and he put 25% tariff. If that was 2016, probably it would take him like 5-6 months. Now you have the majority of Senate and the Congress, the House of Representatives, and also the majority of Supreme Court. So he has Supreme Court, Congress, and Senate, and so now he has everything, and White House. So there's nothing stopping him from doing what he wants to do, and that's a very good thing. And he has 2 years to get everything done before Democrats take over the Congress. So in that case, like he's wasting no time right now or never. That's why like Canada and Mexico, they play tough, as you saw the retaliation. But 1 day after they came and say they came with the negotiation, Canada deal to have the 10,000 troops on the border and stop the fentanyl as well. So take action seriously. And Mexico also accepted to bring his, because basically only America was taking care of the border, but it shouldn't be like that. It should be both ways. So Mexico should take care of the border to make sure nobody cross as well. And imagine from the time that every day that was 20,000 or 2,000 or 12,000, something like that. It had the 2 and 1,000 per day illegal crossing in Biden's time. Now it is less than 200 per day under Trump's time. And it saw how disastrous it was, the situation. And I'm so happy right now we are not dealing with that anymore. But yeah, in the end, they folded so bad. At least they resisted longer than Colombia, but they folded, and This is basically what's it. Canada has agreed. This is a President Trump post on Truth Social. Canada has agreed to ensure we have a secure northern border and to finally end the deadly scourge of drugs like fentanyl that have been pouring into our country. Canada will implement their 1.3 billion border plan. So you see, they don't have money. That's why, like when he was saying, Poilievre was saying we have to rebuild the military. With what money? Like right now, this 1.3 billion border plan that they're gonna put in the place, and they won't have money on their stupid agenda, the propaganda they have, like the plan, the agenda, like they want to follow or reinforce. So they want to reinforce the border with the chopper technology personnel, enhance coordination with our American partner, and increase resources to stop the flow of fentanyl. Nearly 10,000 frontline personnel are and will be working with protecting the border. In addition, Canada commitment in appointed, so they're going to have fentanyl Cesar. We will list cartel as terrorists. There were so many terrorists on America's watch list that Canada didn't comply with that, right? Like for example, if you know anything about IRGC, for America, for us, it's a terrorist, but for Canada, it's not. So they, just like that, there are so many group of people that were terrorists on America's eyes, but not on them. So they would come from Canada and illegally come to the United States. So it's going to do 24/7, and then so 10,000. So they paused Trump paused the tariffs for 30 days. Didn't stop that, paused that for 30 days to see if they are committed and they are loyal to their promises. So he would expand the pause on the tariff. But if he is not satisfied with the result, within 30 days, with Mexico and Canada, still he would continue the tariff with them. So also it was very friendly conversation wherein she agreed to immediately supply. So also Mexico agreed to put a 10,000 soldiers on the border separating Mexico and the United States, which we asked them so many times to do that, but they didn't. And then these soldiers will be specifically designated to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal immigrants into our country, because two problems that we have: illegal immigrants, especially criminals, and also fentanyl, which literally you touch the lace of it, you die. It's so crazy. And then so it was like it turned out good, like so they're gonna be friends, and they're gonna he's gonna pause the tariff on them, and they're gonna pause also, which it wouldn't bother us at all, but in 30 days if he sees that they are not up to their promises, so he would continue. And I think that actually that was the best decision Trump could come up with, because in the end of the day we have so many issues, like we have to handle the China and the war in the Middle East and Russia-Ukraine war. We cannot be distracted by our borders. They have to do their job. So with this, putting them stick to scare them, to punish them with the tariff. The tariff is something, the whip, something to make them scared. So both of them would take care of the border while we are focusing overseas to take our troops back and take care of the economic war with the China. But if we're going to deal with those border illegal immigrants all the time with the drugs, so while we are distracted in here, we're going to lose the game outside, overseas. So we have to make sure these people are afraid of those tariffs would again go back on into place, into works, and they would crash, as I said, 22% for Canada and 35% for the Mexico. Literally, if you lose that 35% or 22%, your economy, your country is going to collapse within months. And so in order to not collapse, they have to comply. They have to put 10,000 border. They have to invest so much money. We don't care if you don't have money to spend on other stuff. You have to secure a border. It should be your priority, because always it had been supposed to be America's priority to take care of its border, but actually its border with Canada. Canada should put the priority as well. They never did. Mexico also. And right now they're going to take care of our border, which is their border also, while we are focusing on other countries. And I think that was the best decision President Trump could come up with. And Yeah, so this is exactly what. So I explained what happened, how it happened, and why it happened. I explained all of them, and now in the last section, I'm gonna explain what will happen next. So Colombia collapsed, Mexico collapsed, like they all folded. Colombia folded in 6 hours, Mexico folded in 12 hours, and Canada folded in 24 hours. So they are all folded. So there are two things, good and bad. The good thing is now they know who's the boss. There is a new sheriff in the town, and he's not messing around, and he doesn't have time for you to play game, right now or never. So other countries know that they shouldn't mess around because this is going to happen. So at least as a warm-up, it was better. So in my opinion, it was better to show to the world that who they are dealing with and who's the real boss, by showing us roaring or howling, like showing our punches, basically show off our strength to Canada, Mexico, Colombia. These are not very strong countries, they are weak, so we know that the retaliation plan wouldn't hurt us that much. So it's always better for your showcase to do it to the easier, like when you have somebody to spar with for your trailer, to show like, or what for the showtime. So you bring your partner somebody that doesn't hurt you that much, so to show like how good you are, for the show off. And I think Mexico, Colombia, and Canada, they were the best option for that, because for example, right now, stupid England, he said they want to retaliate, they want to put the tariffs on red states. But he was so dumb. If you want to punish a country, you have to punish it as a whole. Dummy. If you only punish the red states, let's say they said they want to put the tariff on the red states, right? Let's say there's a liquor, and instead of they get, first of all, nobody dies from not having the selling with those basically British market. British people, they have so much more problem, they don't have money to even buy our liquors. But the thing is, so if somebody from Texas would have the brand in the would have the branch in the California, and the tariff was on red states, and California is blue, because they wanted to show like, oh, we love you, America. We are just are in beef. We have the beef with these Republicans, these red states. So they only put the tariff on the red state. So, but I can open the store in the California, and instead of selling from my Texas branch, I could sell it from the California branch. It's blue states, because they didn't say any brand that the headquarter is in red states. If you from red states, you are shipping there, you're gonna get tariff. If from the California, so they just move their stuff into the California, from there they ship that, even if they want to not lose the market in the England. So it was so stupid, like it's so laughable. So how dumb you can be. I just put the one branch in the blue states, and everything that I'm going to sell you from my red states, I sell it from the other state, my branch. It was very stupid, but this is all they could come up with. It shows that how their hands are empty. As Prime Minister Trudeau said, just don't go to the America in summer, stay in the Canada. This is the best you have got with. But yeah, what I'm saying is, but still, England could a little hurt us, they have some leverage to use against us. So it was better move to start showing our teeth, how sharp they are with Canada and Mexico and Colombia, so we wouldn't need to go to the economic war with other countries, and they could fold before even the war started. So it was better to start with this country, so other countries would a little bow down easier, instead of start with countries that somehow it would they could hurt us financially. I don't know, like Saudi Arabia, France, or England. But since we did that to them, so now we don't need to do the same thing with them. They already know that we did with Canada, we can do with them. So they said, okay, let's talk. Because Canada didn't want to talk. If Mexico and Canada wanted to talk, there would be no tariff. The reason there was a tariff is because Trump kept warning them, and they were just thinking it's still 2016. They can postpone it. They can ignore it until one day they say, okay, you got me. Okay, there's nothing, like they are caught in the corner. But right now, Trump said, I don't have time anymore. It's not 2016. Now or never. Like, I give you just now. and it's good for people to refresh their muscle memory, just because in the end of his first term, he turned like that. Like he called the Macron and said, either you do this, or in 24 hours I'm going to put the tariff on you. Like, call me in 10 hours. Like, in the end was like that. Not everyone saw that version of Trump, but right now he's showing off to the world, hey, this is me, deal with me. I don't have time to negotiate anymore. So I think that was a better idea to do that with this weaker country. So when we go to face off with those stronger countries, based on this resume that we just created in this administration, they know that they have to be more careful. So that was a good part. That's why this action against these countries was good, because the other countries would know what's up. But the bad point is, right now there is one union between these Democrats, these lunatics, these leftists in the world, from South America to Europe, even to to Africa, in the Middle East and Asia, that they are teaming up together because they are globalists. As you say, like the whole point is globalists. We are all together in that. And they are all together, unified to destroy the world, destroy the human race. Like, they are united against humanity. Like, this is globalism. And globalism means united against humanity. And so these people right now, they will come up with something. They won't just watch it. So the good thing is, now they know that who they are dealing with. There's no time to mess around. But the bad thing is, so okay, now they're going to go back to their meetings, secret meetings, and they start to talk about that. Okay, how can we resist? And they can come up with whatever they can. And so I hope they just give up and they don't think, because these people are evil, to be honest with you. They come up with any idea they can in order to stop you to get what they want. It is how they're addicted to the power. Like, Trump is not addicted to power. He already has a power. He's as a fan base. He wants to get country fixed. Like, right now I'm talking to you guys. It's not like, because of course, I would love people see like my idea. There is nothing bad about being famous, but I love to. If I have one idea, I can come up with this idea. I learn from you, you learn from me, we learn from each other, and we could fix the problem. So it's not only for sake of talking or argument or viewership. I'm here, but maybe something can be done. And everyone does their as far, like president does his thing, regular civilian citizen, they do their own thing. So we all do our part. But yeah, the worst part that I can think of is, like, they come up with one dirtier and scarier plan. But till that day, at least the 30 days pause on those tariffs show that there's no room to mess around, and it's better. I prefer they spend some money and troops on the border, so only it's not on us, on our tax money and our troops to take care of our border. It is their border as well, so they have to be accountable. And always we have this 25% element of the tariffs on them, so we can we have that leverage. And I think world is so bad financially right now, so it's not like they could find for the substitution, like alternative. Oh, if we don't, so instead of America, let's find another market. Yeah, good luck. You cannot find any. But yeah, that was a good call. Good thing happened. Now we have to wait to see who is the next target, who is the next victim of our tariffs, and how this global, because now they are teaming up. I heard that somewhere, like Germany was saying to the Canada, come and join the European Union. What the F? Like, seriously, are you out of your mind? Like, this is how they are united with each other to destroy every government, every society, every functioning society. So we have to wait and see what happens. I hope you like it, and I hope to see you on the next episode. See you. Bye.